The new invoice design in QuickBooks Online has caused a couple of frustration to users because it is still sort of in a development phase and some of the things are missing, or some of the way it was designed is making it a little bit difficult for users to be able to see everything they're used to seeing. One of the examples to that is the product and services column. Right now, for example, I have a product and service that's selected that I can't see the whole path because for some reason I can't resize the columns. So if I want to see what the whole thing is, I have to kind of scroll to the right or to the left. Now, in this particular example, we have a category and an item, or a parent item and a sub item. Now, when you go print it, it's a little bit different because it only sort of shows the sub item. So that's generally not an issue, especially if you don't care about showing the category name. That could be fixed through the description or SKU. But the main problem here is that visually I can't see the whole thing unless I click on it or I click and drag to the right. So what we've done with RightTool is I'm going to go here in the settings. I'm going to click on QBO user experience, and then I'm going to turn on short-term QBO enhancements. Turn that on, click on save and refresh. We'll go back into the new invoice experience, and then you will notice now when I select the item, doesn't matter if it's a long item or not, I now have a little icon here under product and service where I can click and drag and expand that column. I could do the same for all other columns, which is really interesting as well. So that's kind of the major first thing that we fixed through this toggle. The other thing that we fixed, or basically a feature we added, is if you go and select a customer, we now added a show notes link right next to edit customer. That it does a couple things. One, once I click on show notes, it opens up my customer drawer and it scrolls down to my notes. So if I happen to have a really long set of notes, I'm just going to copy and paste some random things here. So if I have a long set of notes here, I should be able to see most of them. Now, in contrast, I'm going to save that. In contrast, I'm going to show you what happens if you don't click on show notes. If you click on edit customer, which is the default, this is a default button that QuickBooks Online has. If you click on edit customer, you can now scroll down and go look at your notes, but then you have to then expand the notes if you happen to have long notes. So essentially we've done two things in one, which is we made it really easy for you to click on show notes, open the notes, and automatically expand them for you. Hope that's helpful.